Hello and welcome to the news at noon on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Abuja. My name is Oikeke Igaldo Kure. The headlines this hour. President Muhammadu Buhari okays 2,250 job slots for EFCC. Senate to name indicted firms in 30 trillion naira leakage scam. Another foreign scene, U.S. appeals against withdrawal of AU troops from Somalia and pledges support. And in sports, FIFA to launch World Cup trophy tour with Nigeria, Argentina friendly. As Super Eagles forward Victor Moses makes list for BBC African Footballer of the Year award. Details of this and more in a moment. Stay with us. And now the news. As part of plans to beef up the anti-graft war, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved 2,250 job slots for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The agency is expected to recruit 750 new employees per annum over 3 years. The anti-graft agency, in collaboration with the Federal Character Commission, has started the recruitment tax nationwide based on the zonal offices of the EFCC in order to create a level playing ground for the candidates. The Commission is also said to have resorted to zonal bases in order to avoid a repeat of the stampede which affected a similar exercise in the Nigerian Immigration Services. The President approved the slots to increase the Commission's number of core and support staff since the anti-graft war is set to be moving to the next stage. The Senate has concluded plans to publish the names of companies found culpable in the first phase of its investigations into the alleged 30 trillion naira revenue scam in Nigeria's import and export value chain. The chairman of the Senate Joint Committee on Customs, Excise and Tariff and Marine Transport, Senator Hope Uzodinma, made this known to journalists in Abuja on Sunday. Uzodinma said the committee had concluded the first phase of its investigations involving over 60 companies and would publish the names of firms found to be involved in various infractions leading to the loss of revenue by the federal government. He added that the committee would release the names as it had established the guilt of the firms in the scam. To address injustice, corruption and insecurity in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari must be more proactive and identify those responsible for the issues affecting the nation. Reacting to the president's assurance that his administration would address rising concerns of corruption, insecurity and injustice in various parts of the country, the people said he must begin to critically examine the political elites to ensure that they are working in tandem with national goals.
What we should do is, if you know the right person that can actually do it well, let the person be in, but not actually selecting to get KK from the other side to appoint him so that he will balance the whole stock. Can't introduce a goat to the water. He will die. As much as possible, try and get the right person, the resource person for a particular job and follow him up.
He who need equity at least must do equity. But if first is the case, come to Nigeria. Because people at ends of affairs, they have to checkmate themselves. Because a lot of people are there that they are not merited. Can you imagine a student whereby somebody that is at the ends of affairs is not married the position that's heading? Automatically will be giving appointment to whosoever that is close to him.
No matter where you're from, I so much believe that you should, as much as possible, effect positive change in dischargement of your duties. It's actually a call to service. It's actually an integrity stuff. So if you're not doing it for yourself, why not do it for your children? So I'm not against particular region being in helm of affair for a long time. What I'm against is that resources meant for other regions, let it be distributed properly.
The disgusting odor emanating from a blocked drainage around the old Federal Secretariat Area 1 Abuja has become a serious source of concern to the people who reside in the place. Those who spoke with our correspondents said if nothing is done to clear the drainage, there could be an outbreak of a disease in the area.
The government should do something in the area of the parking to avoid the smell. People also should avoid putting things anyhow or parking dirt into it. The gutter. So people who are sitting around here should also maintain. They think that not to maybe gathering things and at the end of the day, not parking it off to just be rather putting inside the gutter. And putting inside the gutter makes here to be mess. And it's affecting the secretariat. And also frequent parking.
Keeping the environment clean is not just the job of the government or whoever is appointed to do that. We as citizens have our own duty to keep the environment clean. Because if the government comes and does everything and leaves, we are the ones that go back and make it dirty until the next time the government comes around again to do it. It's our duty to first make it clean, make the government's job easier by putting everything in a safe place and making sure that the order and everything is taken care of. Then the government comes and evacuates. It makes the government's job easier, it makes the tax burden on us as citizens also easier.
The government to put a serious measure on the place so that they can be able to maintain the place. Because if you look at it, the environment is meant for the government business, but some people used to take the advantage and come and do their normal business there. So I think it's the government has the responsibility to put a serious measure so that they can control the place and sanitize the place. Even myself, I stayed in 2-3 days there. I couldn't stay there because of this problem of this order.
The fundamental right to good life of those living with disabilities in Nigeria have been questioned in the community in Karamajiji, a suburb of FCT, Abuja. Human Rights Radio visited the community and the people said they have been completely neglected by government, adding that there are no basic social amenities needed for better life.
We have been here for more than almost 10 years now, and for the past 7 years, we don't have light. The wires has been connected, but there is no transformer. We do have light before, but they disconnect the light. We are not owing them. We pay our light bill when it is due. If you look at the primary school we are having here now, it is all these NGOs that come and then contributed to build this school for us.
It's not a government school. They just build the school for the disabled children. There is no any other children outside, including them.
Because we are physically challenged, our heart is not challenged, our mind is not challenged. We fought street begging. We bring those people down the street begging. We bring them to teach them skill acquisition. And they have been living a happily life. We need government to turn their attention to us. There is not any government source of water here. All the source of water you see here is either private or NGOs. And most of the NGOs, they are not working. They bring them in jerrycan and we buy for us to get water.
We live in huts. These huts, if you see, is all things are combined together with wood to manage our lives there, which if you see, you will pity the way we live. We need to get hospital here, even primary health care. We used to go outside where if you see a disabled woman that is under labor, we suffered a lot to take her to any other medical care. We want those concerned to look into our condition and to have mercy that this, our challenge, is not being made by us. It's something that God tested our faith, and it can do it to anybody at any time and at any moment.
Thirdly, we are fighting for the school because of our children. If we didn't go to school, at least our children should go to school. It should be kind of proud for us that our children, they will be tomorrow to even take care of us, and they can be a blessing to this country. But the school, there is no teachers, and we are pleading with government. Please, they should turn their attention to us so that we will live a meaningful life.
Now only this water do we get. Now only 2 pumps a day. The problem for water is there for this town.
We don't want our children to be also physically challenged or disabled. Why? Because lack of education is a challenge in life. So we need our children to at least have education. Issue of water here is being gotten by the NGOs, and we buy from the other private people that construct their own borehole for market.
Despite the negative effect of child marriage, the practice still remains common in Nigeria. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, marriage before the age of 18 is considered a violation of the right of the child in that union. In this interview in Abuja, some people condemned the act and called on parents and guardians to desist from giving children out in marriage. They said children should rather be educated to enable them achieve their full potentials.
That as a young girl, she should be allowed to grow and mature, then so that she'll be able to take certain decisions. Marriage is not actually friendship, but we don't really understand the difference between marriage and friendship. And also on the part of our parents, most of the times the issue of child marriage is actually a parental thing. Our parents most of the times, because of our greed or a quest to be recognized somehow, or in a bid to compete with the other person's child, try as much as possible to push her girl child to marriage, giving her flimsy excuses and so a lot of things.
It's not right for a girl of 13 years to get married at that age. The person should be going to school. Getting married at the age of 13, I don't know, maybe it could be family problems that could lead to that, because some families now, they are poor, there's no food to eat, so maybe they just give out their children in order to get money. But it's not right, because at that age, the child doesn't have the capacity to handle a family. See, if a child is married at the age of 13, how will she manage the home? How can she even take care of herself or talk more of the children?
By nature, it's absurd. By constitution, the adult age starts from 18, and even at that point, that doesn't even make them ripe for marriage, because what marriage is all about is more than how old you actually are. It's how mentally ready you are to take on the responsibilities of being a wife, a mother, and then also a helper to your husband. Kids cannot do that. It's an abuse, really. I think it's, for me, I will even say it's demonic.
Most times they have the whole absence of tear of the ovary or vagina or so surgically you can't even replace that. So I'm totally against that, and I advise our parents and the young ones now, they should actually wise up.
And away from those special stories, there was confusion in Chibok community, Borno State on Sunday after a staff sergeant in the Nigerian Army, Silas Niyo, shot dead a captain, 4 civilians and himself during an altercation. Niyo killed the captain, identified only as Mani, and 4 others when he was allegedly ordered by Mani to stop beating some civilians at a checkpoint. The captain was reportedly providing security for worshippers during a church service when he received a distress call that Niyo was beating up some civilians for some unknown reasons. The Nigerian Army says it has instituted a board of inquiry to unravel the circumstances surrounding that incident. Member states of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have been urged to implement the protocol on transhumans to sensitize its citizens to existing laws on livestock management in the sub-region. Recommendations of a November 2017 joint study by ECOWAS and the UN Office for West Africa and the Sahel contained the need for the protocol implementation and its publication in national languages. The decision states that all transhumans livestock shall be allowed free passage across points of entry into and departure from each country. However, the decision also notes that this would be done on the condition that headers have the ECOWAS International Transhumans certificates. We'll take a short break now, but we'll be back. Stay with us.
Human Rights Radio. Your 100% effort is not good enough. Give me 101.1 effort.
Welcome back. And on the foreign scene, the United States has appealed against the downsizing of African Union troops in Somalia, fearing escalation of extremist attacks. The African Union mission in Somalia announced last week that following a decision by the African Union and United Nations Security Council to hand over security responsibilities to the Somali army, 1,000 soldiers will be withdrawn from the country by the end of 2017. The U.S. State Department says the decision calls for concern, and they are ready to continue their support for the mission until the time the Somali forces can take over. And in sports, the friendly match between Nigeria and Argentina will be used to launch FIFA's Russia 2018 World Cup Trophy Tour. The Super Eagles face Argentina in a friendly in Russia on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, with both teams to return to Russia next year, having qualified from the 2018 World Cup. The trophy tour will see the iconic prize taken around the world for fans of different countries to have the opportunity to see the World Cup trophy, and the high-profile match between the South American and African giants is seen as the perfect game to launch the trophy tour, especially as the game is in Russia, where the World Cup will be played next year. The trophy will be in Nigeria in March next year as part of that tour. Meanwhile, Super Eagles forward Victor Moses has been nominated for the BBC African Footballer of the Year for 2017. The announcement was made on Saturday in London during a special live lunch broadcast. Moses is also on a 30-man shortlist for the CAF African Footballer of the Year award along the BBC nominees. The winger won the English Premier League with Chelsea last season, also leading Nigeria to the World Cup in Russia. He could become the first Nigerian player to win the award since JJ Okocha emerged winner in 2004. BBC will announce the winner of this year's award on Monday, 11th of December, as Moses has revealed he hopes to cap off 2017 by winning the award. That's the news this hour, but we'd like to remind you that for anti-graft war, President Muhammadu Buhari has okayed 2,150 job slots for EFCC. And Senate is set to name indicted firms in 30 trillion naira leakage scam. On the foreign scene, U.S. appeals against withdrawal of AU troops from Somalia and pledges support. In sports, FIFA to launch World Cup trophy tour with Nigeria-Argentina friendly, as Super Eagles forward Victor Moses makes list for BBC African Footballer of the Year award. That's the news, but you can follow us on our social media handle. Facebook is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. You can also tweet at us at H Rights Radio. Thank you for listening. My name is Oikeke Igado Kure.
Hello, my name is Omalara Agbesomi. I'm a student and I listen to Radio 101.1. Keep listening. Bye-bye.
As a business owner, you may be asking yourself for reasons why you should advertise with Human Rights Radio. Well, I will give you 5. 1. We operate a 24-hour Facebook TV that accommodates all our shows and with 50,000 views per show. 2. All around the world, millions of people